Hi there, I'm Anthony from Maestro Music Centers out in Levittown, Long Island. And if you want more information about our store, or you want to get some of our online lessons that we have about different instruments, Roland Atelier, Rogers, Roland Classic, or Lowrey product, you can go to our website at www.maestrocenter, maestrocenter.com, and you can click on the video and lessons link, and it will take you to some of the videos. I actually do more videos on YouTube than I put on the store's page. I put usually one a week that goes with a lesson every week, week and a half. Today I'm on the newest Lowrey flagship called the Lowrey Liberty. It's a gorgeous organ. It's just beautiful, beautiful. We call them virtual orchestras today. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the preset functions, here on the instrument. And we're going to start with, I'm going to explain to you the way the instrument works. So one of the goals that they had in building the last few series of large instruments was to remove the number of buttons that you saw. I'm just going to pull myself in. You'll note, if you can see from the video, I'm not sure that you can, but there are actually 4 screens. The one in the middle is actually 2 screens. They're sort of mirrored next to each other. The left screen has to deal with the rhythm section and the bass. The far right screen tells me what sounds are in the buttons, because you can access any of the sounds out of the library of this model and put them into those buttons. There's no preset notion of what they really should be. It could be anything you want, okay? There are always sounds assigned. So right now I just turned the instrument on. There's a piano in the one button, handbells in the other, a French horn, and a whistle, okay? And then the things that we use, we primarily are going to use the blue rhythm buttons to access the rhythm styles, and this rail that runs right above the keys, all right? And there are alphabetical letters on the left. Those are called the banks, and you can store your own presets there. There are 55 locations for you to store into. Then there are 2 buttons for rhythm preset. One says normal and one says organ, and then there are 10 buttons next to that. So there are actually 22 different presets that go with every rhythm style. And then on the right, there's a category of rhythm styles, category presets: theater, country, big band, show, Latin, and then more. Anytime you see a button labeled more, it means that there's going to be more than just one. They just don't have enough buttons. So, if you access more, you'll get multiple screens of presets that you can log into and use. But I'm going to, just for a moment, so my rhythm preset button is on. When I turn the instrument on, this model gives me that sweet Lowrey kind of sound. Okay? When I go over here to the rhythm buttons, I'm going to press pop and R&B. And there's 2 rhythms on every button. 2 rhythm families, I should say. So when you press the button, pop comes up first, and I can use back page, previous page, or next page to work through the additional styles that are on there. And if I were to go into rock and contempo, same thing. I get rock on one page, contempo on the other. And you're looking at things like ABBA, the Carpenters, Herb Alpert, a country rock, Blue Oyster Cult. There's a variety of stuff in here. I have blues rhythms, Love Unlimited Orchestra, Love's Theme kind of a style, the Supremes, Motown. Here's, I like this, is kind of interesting. It's called doo-wop. The instrument will basically sing. So any of those songs out of the 50s that has a doo-wop feeling, you can play with this. Now the window in the middle of the instrument has the left side, has my tempo, the chord I'm playing, the name of the rhythm style. I could edit that rhythm. It tells me actually what's going to be on the keyboards before I touch them. So it says right now, scat duet on top, with /guitar, which means it's on the bottom split. So I have 2 places to play with my right hand. My left hand plays down here. And I can use any of those sounds to play any other things in the instrument. More contemporary things. This is called a pop ballad. Here's one called Miami Rhythm. Okay, now that's a much more contemporary style. That's in the style of Miami Sound Machine. And there are a number of styles that are like that. So one of the neat things, after you have all these blue buttons, there's one that says more here too, and if I press it, there are 5 pages of rhythm styles. There are piano-based rhythm styles, pianist. And if you use any of these styles, I'm touching one called Heart Songs, and you use and the rhythm preset button is on, you'll get always a piano on top, and just a very simple piano-based pattern. There won't be drums. There are drums, but they don't turn on this. If I move away from that and select one of the other numbers, if I go to 10, instead of not pressing any number, normal rhythm preset number 10 gives me the same introduction and the same piano sound, but it'll include drums. You can hear them now. Alright? So there's a piano page. There's a guitarist page. Oh, I happen to like jazz guitar. Jazz guitar is a style reminiscent of the Lowrey MX1, which came out in about 1980. Was the very first organ ever to have automated backgrounds. And it seems so crazy today, but it did start somewhere, and that's where it started. I owned one of those, had it for 18 years. We didn't have introductions back then. So there's my jazz guitar pattern. If I want drums, and I have a jazz guitar. If I want drums, I press button 10. Drums. Okay? Now, any of the numbers in between will give me other sounds. And the way it usually works on these larger Lowrys is buttons 0, no number lit, but rhythm preset on, will give me a sound that is the best suited for that rhythm. If it's a particular song it's trying to emulate, it's going to give me the kind of sounds. If I want to play Unforgettable and I use the rhythm called Unforgotten, it'll give me a Nat King Cole kind of a orchestra behind it. Button 1 and 2 will give me less sound and kind of turn parts of the band off so that I have a very basic, repetitive background to play with. 3 is usually organ, 4 is string or guitar, 5 is some kind of a bell-like sound. Here is a vibe. 6 is a solo instrument, generally, and this is all for the top. The bottom is, could be anything. 7 is a vocal. There's a doo-bah. 8 is usually the piano. 9 gives you an ensemble, a combination of multiple sounds. And 10 will give you the finale. Usually it's brass, but depending on the rhythm style, in this case we're in jazz, it's going to give me a larger, jazz guitar. Again, this is based on the rhythm jazz guitar sound, but with the drums. On another, more traditional style rhythm, 10 will give me the finale sound, the biggest, brassiest sound you can get. All right. Then there are 3 pages of plus sounds. So things like, this one's called Swing of India. I'm just going to do, it's a long intro, I'm just going to do part of it. Depending, of course, on the chord you use. If I use a different chord, that was an A minor 7 with a flat 5th, fancy chord. Here's the C chord. You'll hear a different song. Different introduction. Okay? And there's things like, this one's called Beyond the Sea. Alright, so there's a number of styles, but one of the pages, plus 3, there's plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. Plus 3 has a lot of contemporary styles, so I'm going to just show you one of them today. And I'm looking at the screen. The screen says on this preset I have a deep tenor saxophone with a synth. If I go through the buttons, I don't have to do that. There is actually button number 4 down the bottom. If I press it will tell me the other sounds that I have to go with this rhythm style. tremolo guitar in 2, tremolo slow, organ in 3, deep string, 16-foot string in 4, soft percussion, a synthesizer, okay, Wurlitzer piano, organ, Carnation brass. So there's a lot of sounds. So I'm going to leave it on 1. I'm going to get a deep tenor saxophone. And here's the style. I'm sure you recognize it, right? Drum variation button and a button called Alter Style to change the feeling of the sound, to make it different. So I can put that on. Song's much longer, but you're going to get the idea. Now this actually is a song that you may want to fade. There's a fade out function I could have used. Okay? And if I really should have faded it with, I should have ended it with a major chord, not a minor chord. And it would have sounded more like the song. So you can use any of those features, you know, any of the sounds you want. You could pick a number, you could use your address, your age, you could do anything you'd like with these numbers. There's no necessary order you have to use them. The other neat thing is, if you press the button that says organ, and let me go to back to the one that said beyond to see this rhythm. There's a minor chord, so it's a different introduction, right? But if I push the button that says organ, but don't touch a number, so I'm on, right, basically organ rhythm preset 0, it will convert the background to organ-based sounds. So it's sort of like old school organ playing. And there are locks and things. I'm going to do another lesson explaining how you can keep that and then use the buttons, all right? So you can kind of play around and actually have the instrument change what's happening in those background patterns. Some are really good. Some, you know, you won't love everything. It's not meant for you to love everything. It's meant for you to pull what you want out of it. But there's some really, really fun stuff on here. So that's just a little short explanation of how the rhythm preset functions and the rhythm buttons work. You never really have to go over and touch any of the buttons on the instrument. You literally can play every song with the presets that are coming out of this unit, and which is one of the things you're paying for. You're paying for the luxury of having someone at the factory go through and tell you what is a good sound to use for that. What kind of effect would be good with that sound? How loud should that sound be? If I want to use a harmony, which one works better with that? There is a lot of work that goes into building these magnificent machines, and they're all handmade. So, you know, they're a really one-of-a-kind thing. When you get it, you're getting one. They don't make like 12 a day. It just doesn't work that way. So, the gorgeous Lowrey Liberty, okay? Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.